Okay, welcome everybody to a lesson on ideas and beliefs. So plenty of vocabulary on this theme, plenty of really useful vocabulary. And the first one we're going to start with is adhere to. And I want to make it very clear that this does have a second meaning, a literal meaning, because it's used metaphorically most of the time. But literally, adhere to something means stick to something. When you buy glue, you buy an adhesive. Yeah, it's from the same word, adhesive. So to adhere to means to stick to keep to. But we very often use this word metaphorically with beliefs and rules. If you adhere to a belief, maybe you adhere to the belief that or maybe you adhere to the belief that reincarnation, that everybody goes through reincarnation. Yeah, that's multiple lives. So you might adhere to the belief that we are born again after we die. Yeah, you could put it like that. I adhere to the belief that we have life after death. Something like that, yeah? Or maybe you adhere to the belief that that abortion is wrong. Something like that. I just use these words, guys, just to give you some good examples of how you can use these words. So you might adhere to all sorts of different beliefs, but you can also stick to the rules, right? You can keep to the rules. So you can adhere to the rules of the game. Yeah, and I hope that you all do, because if you're not adhering to the rules, you are cheaters. If it's a game, if you're not adhering to the law, then you are breaking the law. You are violating the law. And you can say, I am an adherent of the idea that, and that's another way of putting it, yeah? So very good expressions, certainly concerning ideas, you'll hear it quite often. Now you can also say, you don't have to say, I adhere to the theory that, or to the belief that, or to the idea that. You can say, I subscribe to the theory that. So you can use this word subscribe to mean that you believe in this idea or this theory or this belief. So another very good word to remember, you see this on YouTube, yeah, on the videos, subscribe right here, that kind of thing, but it can be used with I subscribe to the theory that. I wouldn't say I subscribe to Catholicism or something like that. Don't say that. You should say I am a Roman Catholic, or you can certainly say I subscribe to the theory that there is a God. That's certainly okay, but you wouldn't say I subscribe to and then say the religion's name or something like that. You could say I adhere to the beliefs of Catholicism, or I feel like this one you could. I adhere to the not Catholicism, but the beliefs of Catholicism, something like that. Okay, you can certainly talk about a widespread belief. There is a widespread belief that, I don't know, Facebook is run by the CIA. Whatever it is, there is a widespread belief. There is widespread knowledge, but widespread works very well with belief. And very often we say a widespread belief that, I just gave you an example, but you can say there is widespread belief in life after death. So use this in if you're going to say exactly what it is that people believe in. You know, you say I believe in God, but you don't say I believe in you are right. Yeah, you just say I believe you are correct. I believe that you are right. Yeah, that you need if you've got a whole clause. But in, which is a preposition, if you've got a noun. So this all makes sense grammatically. Yeah, and so I don't know, do you believe in UFOs? Do you believe in ghosts? Personally, I think the widespread belief in ghosts is absolutely ridiculous. I've met so many people that seem to believe in ghosts, and I find that particularly strange. So if you say opinions are divided, this means that there are some opinions for and some opinions against. And very often you say this when the two sides are really not happy with each other. So a few years ago, we had a referendum. We call it when you have a vote to decide something, and it usually comes out of the blue, and it's not to decide your member of parliament. It's not to choose the prime minister or to choose the party that is in power. When it's to choose something like whether you will stay in the European Union or not, we call that a referendum. And of course, opinion was deeply divided on the question of Brexit. Yeah, opinion was deeply divided on this controversial topic. It was deeply divided on this matter, on this subject. Okay, so all of those words work very well together and collocate very well together. And you can use deeply divided if you really want. If you want to use a great adverb collocation like flatly refuse or flatly deny, you say deeply divided. And we will look at some adverb collocations on this course. Now, if you have a firm conviction that, this is a really strong belief that, yeah, a firm conviction that, or a strong belief that. And if you are a man of convictions, then you, or a man of conviction, you can see that with the S sometimes or not, but very often with the S. If you are a man of convictions, that means you are a man with strong beliefs, yeah, and you are prepared to defend those ideas, those beliefs that you have. So you are a man of conviction when you have strong beliefs that you're willing to defend. Now, if you jump to conclusions, this is obviously a negative thing. It means that you have come to a conclusion, and we do say to come to a conclusion. I think we've done it in another class, but you come to conclusions too quickly. Yeah, you jump to conclusions when you should sit there and be more careful and think about it first. Think things over, and then you might come to a different conclusion. So don't jump to conclusions, guys. By the way, on this one here, if we say it's common knowledge that, that means the same as there is a widespread belief that, or it's very similar. Yeah, if you say something is common knowledge, it means everybody knows this. Yeah, it's common knowledge that, I don't know, it's common knowledge that, it could be anything. It's common knowledge that, Dave teaches English, something like that. Everybody knows this. So if something is a foregone conclusion, okay, let me make sure I don't get this wrong. It's when the result of something is unquestionable. You can't question it. It's so certain. So if Manchester United play my home team, Southend United, I think it's a foregone conclusion that Manchester United will win. Yeah, because they're a much better team. So you say it's a foregone conclusion when you say the result is totally, you know, without doubt, we all know what the result will be. And that's when you say it's a foregone conclusion. We already know what the conclusion, what the result will be. So yeah, say that when you're so certain about the result that you want to emphasize that. We all know what the result of this will be. It's a foregone conclusion. I hope I've made that clear, because I remember messing that up in another class. Now, if you grasp something, you fully comprehend it or you fully understand it. So if you grasp the importance of something, maybe you grasp the importance of education, yeah, and so you make sure that your kids get loads and loads and loads of education. Okay, that means you fully understand the importance of education. But you can also grasp